universities. And I know the many meetings he has held to do this. And he has managed to get everybody in government to be aligned appropriately. And the head of state, who is also a graduate university with 3 degrees, I can't remember a speech he has mentioned without talking about universities. Yeah. So that we are now recognized, and we are happy. So we have produced very many alumni who are the president of the Supreme Court and also the speakers of the National Assembly. So for you students, please, Nairobi, yeah. Those who have come through here, we have not let them down. They have gone and become great men and women out there in the country. We have 10 faculties. Our training is organized along 10 faculties, from engineering to architecture to medicine to veterinary medicine, etc. And in each of those areas, Cabinet Secretary, you can find the footsteps of the University of Nairobi. Yeah. Whether it is in governance, where you are, you served in government for many years, whether it's in veterinary medicine or animals, if you go everywhere, those people are produced from here, University of Nairobi. Engineering, architecture, the beautiful buildings you see, influenced by University of Nairobi. If you think about the issue of dentistry, the teeth, the people you go to see are produced from the University of Nairobi. And you can go on ophthalmologists, etc. So, I don't know how this country would have been without University of Nairobi. Thank you. And in research, we have done very well in contributing to knowledge at different levels. But, Cabinet Secretary, what we are having today, what we are calling the Nairobi Innovation Week, which I said was an idea starting back in 2016, 2018, is because the university thought that even as we do this, training this human capacity, that it is important to create impact also in creating new opportunities and new jobs, yeah, and creating an innovation ecosystem in the country. And we have had different efforts on this. We have a pilot plant at the Upper Kapete campus where we produce yogurt, and the chancellor is very fond of going there to buy. Sometimes I just find that she was there. So and that was an entry for innovations. And we have yogurt, we have cheese, we have different products that we are producing from there. We opened an office in 2009 for intellectual property management within the university. Not before, you can see it's just 2009. The director of that now is Professor Kenoti, who you saw here, who is coordinating this effort together with the DVC, Research, Innovation and Enterprise. We established the Center for Computing and Development, CD4 Lab. This was established under the leadership of Tony Omwanza. Tony Omwanza now is assisting you in the entire government to establish such an ecosystem in the entire country as a CEO for Kenya National Innovation Agency. He is our staff from University of Nairobi, and he started the CD4 Lab. Yeah. We have even sometime included that to be promoted, you needed to have done a few things. But we haven't not been able to get where we would like to go. Yeah. And we will need all the support we require from government, from private sector, from everyone to be able to bring about the impact, the necessary impact we need to have. But even within the university, we think that we have to approach this from a different perspective. We have to change our mindset. We have to begin, because we have these young people, these students who come here, they stay with us 3 years, they stay with us 4 years, 5 years. They are the best brains you can have in the country. Yeah. So we must ourselves also as faculty begin to change the mindset, and also be able to transmit the same to the students. So that when we are looking at the problems in the country, at the opportunities that are there, we see that we should be part of that solution in providing the jobs. We don't want to be like sometimes a story told about a beggar, a bright beggar, seated somewhere and not being able, and just say, yeah, why is this person here? He said, oh, because he cannot do, because I don't know what else he can do, but he can do something. Then he was asked, what is it you think he can do? And he didn't have an answer to it. Yeah. So we don't want to be that. We want ourselves to be able to provide solution. Neither do we want to be like I have seen in many walls written Usikojoe Hapa. Because some people just continue to do the same thing for a long time without offering solution. And some people even end up writing on their wall, Usikojoe Hapa. Don't do those things here. Do it differently. We are trying to develop a generation of critical thinkers who question the environment, and in that process bring solution and create opportunities for jobs. That's why we have this great day, the Nairobi Innovation Week. We hope that we'll be able to engage many venture capitalists to support our ideas. We are determined to learn from the best, from the world, as we walk this path. We are beginning to have a relationship with the Denmark Technical University, and I visited there recently. They produce about 2 startups every week, which resort to business. Yeah. And their population is much less than ours. Yeah. And those startups, many of them, are coming from students, not even from faculty. So we must get there. So I went there to just see exactly how they are doing it. So I know a few ideas. Recently, I also visited a number of universities in France, yeah, who are also in the top rank. And they also are producing several startups. And we signed off a collaborative agreement with them. We have a partnership supported by government, and also the Chancellor has been very involved in this, and the Director of Advancement in the establishment of the Science Engineering Complex. Another big idea where we bring scientists and engineers together, leading to innovation and startups. So those are some of the things we are doing. We want to change, to bring also to train on entrepreneurship and innovation to all our students, so that they begin to see themselves as solutions to the problem that confront us. Even as we do this, Cabinet Secretary, it's good to note that the country generally has not been doing well in the issue of innovation. And that is an area we would like, because the Act, the Science, Technology and Innovation Act, is under Cabinet Secretary Education. That, I hope that you will be carrying that now. Besides the other basic and the university education and the other, you also carry this one. Because that is where the solution of the country lies. For now, out of about 132 countries which are ranked by the Global Innovation Index in 2022, Kenya was number 88. Number 88. And that is not good enough. Obviously, you will say in Africa here we are number 4, 5, but that's nothing. Kenya should not be in the world in that kind of a number as a country. And it turns out that, Cabinet Secretary, it turns out that even that number we have achieved because of the initiative of the individual Kenyans, not because of the intervention of the institutions. We have not created the appropriate environment to ensure that innovation is there. So the Kenyans themselves have a drive to innovate. But we, myself, because of the leadership, and yourself, and all others, we haven't done what we need to do to have this done. To bring this to fact, you see that when we talk about the inputs that have been, the output, the knowledge and technology output in Kenya, we are number 74. And out of that 132, number 74. Out of knowledge and technology output. On creative outputs from Kenya, number 79. But when you come to what we are doing on the other side as a country, and that's why we are dropping on human capital and research. On human capital and research, we are number 119, almost last. So you can see we are not supporting the human capital and putting money in research and that infrastructure to ensure that we go up. So the number 88 we have achieved because of these individual initiatives, which have resulted to this output of number 74 and number 79. So there is something there that we need to be deliberate about because of the problem that confront us, so that we become part of the solutions. Obviously, we know that Kenya is well recognized as a global tech hub. You know, because of the issue of M-Pesa. Everybody talks about M-Pesa. So that was a great initiative. And obviously Kenya and Ghana lead in world mobile money. Yeah. So everybody knows Kenyans are innovative. But everybody asks, what are the institutions doing? Universities, government, ministry, what are we doing? That's where we need to put our most effort. In fact, Nairobi sometimes is referred to as the Silicon Savannah because of this kind of thing. Yeah. We must act, and we must act quickly as a country. Why must we act quickly? One is we have the problem of the youth badge, Cabinet Secretary. We have it is estimated, I think, about 80% of our population is below 35 years. And even if you take the working population up to 60 years, I think they constitute about 97%, and only above that 3% would be out of work. So we have a huge responsibility to ensure that we develop these innovation ecosystems to create job opportunities for our young people. And you hear what I say, other countries are doing it. I found like Denmark, where you think jobs are already available, people getting jobs, getting innovation, 2 innovations every week. It's just one university, and you go to other universities like that. If we don't do it that way, the young people are going to be restless. So the country ahead is going to be unstable. So how do we solve this? We must put a lot of resources on research and supporting an innovation ecosystem. You cannot lose. That one, if you do that as a country, you cannot lose. We must put this issue of innovation at the level of the presidency. At the level of the presidency. So that even as you, as the cabinet secretary, you get there, he is already aware he has a team around him. Because that is the way we are going to ensure that these young people get jobs when they finish. We have the issue of climate change, cabinet secretary, which is wreaking havoc on people's livelihood and communities. Poverty and displacement, food insecurity, emerging and emerging diseases, loss of species, drought. All this can be turned to opportunities for jobs. But we have to invest in the human capital and research on this side. They become jobs for our young people. The issue of globalization is real. Everybody can come and sell things here. I have seen at least the president is trying to say, no, let us slow down this so that we can now get more things being created from here. That is a good idea. But we want to see, we need also to invest on that innovation. Because when we do that, then we will be able to slow down on material coming. I've been saying, look, even issues of just toilets, We have a lot of earth in the Mokoroene and all that can be made to all those porcelains. You import, then after that they change the type of toilet from China. Then that one you have to dump. Then after that you go to China to buy another one. But we have soil and we need to invest and make those things here and begin to make things we need to use from here. And this Nairobi Innovation Week is about that. It's about that. Yeah. Because we will create wealth for our people, we will create job opportunities for our people, we will retain our funds, our money here. We don't have foreign currency going out of the country because we can buy from within. Other people will come to buy from us. And of course, when we innovate and we do this, we will improve our daily lives. We will improve our daily lives. And I try to imagine even the person who came up with the bulb. I think he was just thinking of improving daily lives. Yeah, it was not really a big solution he was solving. But now people can work at night, isn't it? Yeah. So these young people are going to come up with solutions that are going to. We don't even know that life. And even when the mobile was invented, yeah. And I have given examples before where I grew up, the communication was through calabash, Yeah. When you want to convene people, probably there will be somebody who will be standing somewhere at the pedestal and shouting, tomorrow we gather tomorrow. But today, you send a message. Yeah. So, through innovation, and we must invest in it. Obviously, for sustainable development, to protect our planet for the future. And of course, Cabinet Secretary, it's just good business sense to invest in innovation because then we will be richer as a country. And again, I'm happy that you came so that now you go with that message when you leave this place. And all of us, as a university community, we are committed to walk that path of innovation and bring about the appropriate impact in the country by making the lives of our people happier. With that, asante sana and God bless you. Yeah. Then it's my pleasure to invite the representative from, is it from KCB or the Cabinet Secretary now? The Chancellor, yes. Yes? Okay. That program. Okay, then. It's my chance now to invite the Chancellor. Dr. Fiju Ratansi. Yeah.
Can hear it.
Okay.
Yes. This thing is falling. Straight. Is it okay? Our chief guest and Cabinet Secretary for Education. I can't see anybody, I'm so short. Secretary for Education, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu. Chair of CUPS, Silvus Itwai, Your Excellency the Ambassador of Italy to Kenya, Honorable Roberto Natali, Dr. Bimal Kantaria has gone, but he has already spoken, Council members present, Senate members present, Vice Chancellor, Professor Stephen Kiama, our valued partners and sponsors of the Nairobi Innovation Week, distinguished guests, innovators, and my university community. I think it's still morning. A very good morning to you all. No, good morning. You can't see me, but you can hear my voice. As the patron of the Nairobi Innovation Week, I take this opportunity to very warmly welcome you to the 7th edition of the Nairobi Innovation Week. 7 years ago, a group from University of Nairobi and allied partners sojourned to Israel. The brief of the team was to learn everything about Israel's innovation landscape. I, as Chancellor, was part of this team, and our team consisted of the then Vice Chancellor. We had Professor Bitange Ndemo as well there, Dr. Kamau Gashigi, and we had Tony as well, and the COO, Mr. Brian Owen. We learned a lot of things, our eyes opened, and upon return, and with support from Israel and the government of Kenya, the University of Nairobi hosted Kenya's first homegrown innovation week between the 3rd and 7th of August, 2015. To the team's credit, the event marks its 7th anniversary today. Christians will remember the story of creation, and whence it is written that on the 7th day God rested, having seen everything that he had made, and proclaiming it to be beautiful, the Lord rested from his labors. For this reason, number 7 is deemed perfect and complete. I dare say, thank you. I dare say that even though perfection is not yet in our stead, in our 7th year, we continue the focused march towards a perfect innovation ecosystem. As the founding patron, I am infinitely delighted to affirm and celebrate the milestones reached in our march towards our zenith. As neutral conveners, we bring together partners from government, private sector, development entities, and research centers, and to provide them with a platform for policy development, capacity building, showcasing, and recognizing innovations and inventions. To invent for the world of tomorrow, innovate with the business world, and build a community of innovators, we must not rest on our laurels. Together, we should build a supportive and enabling environment geared towards transforming the university into a vibrant and thriving live laboratory, a showcase for innovation and entrepreneurship. In the fullness of time, the university's embrace of problem-based learning will offer increasingly innovative and multidisciplinary degrees and agile programs as well, geared towards meeting tomorrow's challenges. A world at the very cutting edge of technology, where digital skills and deep tech rules the roost. A world where artificial intelligence pushes the frontiers to the very summit of co-creation. There's a lot to do to unlock the infinite potential of our vast commercialization of all the magnificent innovations that humanity can fathom in this part of the world. The innovation pipeline should perpetually be watered by fresh ideas that flower from the fountains of human imagination. This will provide adequate fodder to drive the cogs of incubators and ultimately rewarding demand for new products and services that will sustain a very vibrant innovation ecosystem and provide oceans of opportunity for all our people. Our country is confounded with many questions and is looking to us, the academia and innovators, for solutions. The challenge of meeting basic needs for each citizenry remains as relevant today as it was when Kenya attained independence. The challenge of rendering affordable health care to all Kenyans still weighs heavily on our minds. The inadequacies of our interventions over time undoubtedly impinge on our collective conscience. The problems afflicting humanity call us to continually innovate or face pain and damnation. I'm happy to see government representation amongst us today. You can tell the unease that often attends the duty of high office. I'm here to tell them that some of our innovations here today will provide them with solutions for tomorrow. As I have said before, the Nairobi Innovation Week provides a financing platform for owners of capital work in tandem to deliver world-class products and services to the citizens of the world that demand it. A policy platform that affords innovators a seat at the table, a space to participate in making policies that affect them, and one that allows them to build lasting university-industry links and breaking down barriers to commerce. A recognition platform that allows government, partners, and sponsors to tap into innovations that speak to their respective needs. With those few remarks, allow me to most sincerely thank the government so generously represented here for deeming this event worthy of support, our partners and sponsors for your selfless contributions to this event, our keynote speakers for graciously honoring our invitation, our facilitators and moderators for heeding this unique call of duty, our innovators for showcasing their innovations and allowing us to peek into their beautiful minds, the organizing committee for selfless toil to deliver this event. Thank you very much to them. Our distinguished guests, and finally our host, the University of Nairobi, for making Nairobi Innovation Week an impeccable event worth its name. Thank you. Finally, allow me to digress just a little and thank all Kenyans of goodwill who supported the establishment of the University of Nairobi Foundation. We are still raising funds and reinvesting the funds. I believe as a trustee of the foundation that in coming days, the event such as the Nairobi Innovation Week stands in very good stead to be funded by the foundation. I wish you all a most enjoyable and innovative Innovation Week. May you all stumble upon something of value, intrinsic or otherwise, as you visit and marvel at the innovations on display. Once again, thank you all very much, and may Almighty's blessings be with all of you. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Chancellor, for that speech. Yes, it's now It's now I want, before I invite the Cabinet Secretary, to acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Roberto Natali, the Ambassador of Italy, who has just joined us. Yes. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know there is a session you are even sponsoring. Cabinet Secretary, we have good support and friends who are supporting us. It's now my pleasure to invite our guest of honor, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, to deal with the two issues. One, to open the portal. We may arise as he comes here, to open the portal of COOPS, and also to also launch the Nairobi Innovation Week. Welcome, Cabinet Secretary.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor, the Chancellor of Nairobi University of Nairobi, the Vice Chancellor, Nairobi University, the Chairman, COOPS, my brother, my friend, Cyrus Gitwai, the CEO of COOPS, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of Italy, and thank you very much for gracing this occasion. I remember the other day again, we were here when we had the Italian President, the Vice Chancellors, Madam Margaret, my friend Julius, a man that we have known each other over the years, ever since the time we were young men. You can see all the professors here, Professor Micheka, and all our partners, and the students here present. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here for two functions today. One is placement of our students who did their KCSE last year and to join our universities this year, 2023, September. We are also here for the Innovation Week. I'm happy to be back because, you know, Professor always tell you, it all started here, the university. And quite a number of us in the cabinet, you know, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya is an alumni of this university. His Excellency the Deputy of the Republic of Kenya is also an alumni of this university. The Prime Cabinet Secretary, the Attorney General, and quite a number of us are alumni of this university, including the chairman of COOPS here is also an alumni of this university. So we are happy and we are proud of this university. And actually, each and every way I go to, people keep on talking about their university. Because the other day, I was in UK, we were attending an award education forum. The entire award was in UK, and I remember Nairobi University at one occasion was given as an example, and it made me very proud of our University of Nairobi. Again, when I had a meeting with the UK Minister for Education and the Vice Chancellors of Cambridge, Oxford, Manchester, and also my second university in the UK, we did discuss about Nairobi University, and we are going to have an opportunity of sending Kiama and a few of our Vice Chancellors to be able to mix and interact with the Vice Chancellors, particularly in the top universities in the UK in the month of October, because there is something that we want done, some kind of exchange program. We are happy, and even as late as yesterday, when we were talking on some topic, I remember again His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya referring to their university. So we are going to organize very soon, Professor. I'm sure we will be able to create a function before the end of this year, where His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya will be able to find time to come to this great university, and I'm sure there is much, and I assure you there is a lot that can be done, and I'm sure we are going to do, because His Excellency the President, of course, not only here, but is also very passionate about education, because we all know what education can be able to do in transforming our great country. I'm happy that apart from placement of our students that we are going to do here, discussing about one such very important topic of research and innovation, which from my first day of appointment I have been talking about, even when my first function was in Dedan Kimathi University, where we said the major mandate of our university is research and innovation. Any university that does not indulge in research and innovation, then is not a university. It becomes something like a training college of some sort. So I'm sure Nairobi University, having become number 1,425 globally, one other criteria which is really considered for ranking is research and innovation. You must have done something that gave you that number. And as I was engaging the Vice Chancellor, we were saying we require to do even better, because we should be number less 1,000. And anything beyond 1,000, I cannot say that we have done well enough. So there is still a lot of room for improvement. And I assure you that as government, as a Minister of Education, we are going to give you all the support. You know, my focus for the last 8 months has been on matters basic, the changes we had, junior secondary, and then we had a lot of work also to do with the TVET, reconstituting CDAC, and other things that we were required to do in the TVET. Of course, the challenges where we have had several meetings with our Vice Chancellors concerning funding of our universities also took quite a lot of time, and you are now aware of what His Excellency the President has said, the new funding model for our universities, which will be able to sort out the kind of problem we have had in the universities, and also to give us a sustainable solution to our funding system to our universities. I will go through a few remarks, and then after that, because we have two functions in one, because we are present. After that, as we launch, I will call the chairman here, and also other officials, and also the great day that is the Innovation Week. And I want to start with the president. And as you know, the number of Kenyan candidates we had for the 2022 KCSE examination was 869,782 candidates. And on the 3rd May of 2023, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, announced a new funding model for students who will be joining our universities, national polytechnics, and other technical and vocational training education institutes. And one of the key highlights of this new model is that the government linked the process of placement of our students to higher learning institutions from funding with effect from this year placement cycle. Under the new system, as directed by His Excellency the President, the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service will place all qualified candidates to various programs based on merit and a choice to universities, colleges, national polytechnics, and other TVET institutions. The Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Service will publish the total fees details of all programs in universities, colleges, national polytechnics, and other TVET institutions to guide students in making choices based on the income levels of their households, programs of study, and the institution they wish to join. Upon being selected, students will be given the option to apply for government scholarships from the university fund. Prestige students will also have the opportunity to apply for loans from the Higher Education Loans Board, which will be allocated upon using a foolproof the means testing instrument. This tool will be used in assessing students to be awarded scholarships. In line with the presidential directive, how do they ask the Kenya Universities and Colleges Placement Board to open its portal to allow all KCSE candidates to start applying for courses they wish to study in the universities and the TVET institutions. I have made this directive after getting satisfied that the placement service has made conditions for the new model, and published all the fees details of all programs in their website. These details will be accessible for all students immediately I finish reading this speech. I will therefore to inform all the 173,127 candidates who attained the minimum university entry grade of C+ in the 2022 KCSE examination that they qualify to be placed to degree programs. Those with the C+ and below will be absorbed in TVET institutions across the country. And of course, that does not stop one, even if he or she has a C+, a B, or even an A, from joining a TVET institution if he also so wishes, because last year, the year 2021, there are those who qualified with a C+ and above, and they chose to join our TVET institutions as opposed to joining universities. Further, I have directed COOPs to partner with the Huduma Kenya Secretary to ensure students can apply for their courses from all the 52 Huduma centers countrywide. I understand the placement agency has already trained all the relevant officers at the Huduma Center on how to offer necessary assistance to all students in the application process. Additionally, COOPs officers will be sent out to selected universities and colleges in every county where they will be available to students, parents, and members of the public for personalized support and assistance. I expect the placement agents to mount a robust communication and sensitization exercise to ensure all students have details of the application process, and also to complete this exercise by August 2023 to allow students to report their respective universities in September. After the placement, these students will be expected to contact their respective institutions for joining instructions and guidance on how to apply for the government scholarships and the loans which will be issued in accordance to the funding model. I wish to reiterate that students who will select the courses in public universities will be eligible to access both the government scholarships and the loans, while those who apply to private universities will be eligible to government loans only. The whole idea is premised on the fact that each student should be treated based on the level of their need, and that no deserving student should be denied an opportunity to acquire higher education and training in the institution of their choice. As announced by the President, at least 45,000 students from needy and vulnerable backgrounds will access university education without paying any fees, as the government will meet their full costs of education. And I repeat that if one wants to join a private university and makes a choice that he wants to join any one of our private universities within Kenya, we will be able to place him or her in that private university, but government will not be able to give scholarship. The grant that we give, the scholarships be given to public universities, and those who wish to join private universities will only access loans from higher education loans board. The placement service received programs and capacities from 39 public universities and 33 private universities, 3 secondary teacher training colleges, and 205 public TVET colleges for the 2023-2024 placement cycle. These institutions offer programs ranging from degree, diploma, craft certificate, as well as arts and courses, depending on a student's choice and performance at KCSE. I wish to confirm that we have enough capacities in these institutions to admit all students who will apply for placement to the various programs. The Kenya Kwanza administration manifests to raise emphasis on technical and vocational education and training as an important enabler of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. If we are to achieve our agenda for agriculture, small and medium enterprises, housing, healthcare, the digital superhighway, and the creative economy, we must provide relevant skills to our youth. Therefore, I urge all students to apply for the courses that they desire and qualify for, so that we complete the transition from secondary education to higher education. We do not want to leave any student behind, and I want to repeat that we have over 500,000 opportunities in our TVET institutions, and what we have done, we are linking a number of our TVET institutions with other international institutions. You know, the other day, the Chancellor of Germany was here, and we have started working on an arrangement where we have an exchange of students between here and Germany. There are opportunities which you are also aware that were given to the tune of 200,000 skilled laborers who can be able to move from Kenya to work in Germany. We also have opportunities in Hungary, countries in Eastern Europe, including Italy, I hope, Canada. We have many opportunities, but these opportunities can only be available once we offer the necessary required skills to our people, and that is what we are trying to do, including our young people learning foreign languages like Germany as a language, Chinese, Italian, and all these other languages. We have started introducing them in some of our colleges, particularly the School of TVET. We have introduced quite a number of languages because we found out that it becomes a barrier to some of our people accessing the labor market in those countries because of language. And hence, it became necessary for us to do so that those who want to go out there to work, opportunities are now available. And the youth badge, the youth unemployment that the professor was talking about, I think that is one major area that we have been able to sort it out so that our young people can be able to access employment. Equally, you are aware that the Kenya Kwanza administration is establishing the Open University of Kenya to promote access to affordable and convenient university education. This will no doubt ensure that more citizens have access to tertiary education and opportunities for lifelong learning. The process of setting up the institution is now at a very advanced stage, and we look forward to admitting the first cohort of students in September of this year. once we have the approval of Parliament, most likely this coming month, then the President would be able to issue a charter. And I know this is one university that we have been talking about for the last 10 years, but with the Kenya Kwanza administration, we are making sure that we operationalize the same. In actual fact, countries like Nigeria started theirs over 30 years ago. The once president of Nigeria, Obasanjo, even got his PhD from an open university in Nigeria. And as of now, they have over 680,000 students registered in that open university. Tanzania went ahead of us. Our professors from here, they had made each and every arrangement to start one in Kenya, but somehow the idea was taken away from us, and they went and started one in Tanzania. You know, Tanzania, we also have an open university. South Africa, you know what is happening. You know the Open University of UK, you know the Open University of India, and what this university can be able to do in really accelerating what we want in matters education. So this year, we are also giving Kenyans that opportunity so that we start the Open University, and admission will also take place in September, which we will be able to admit the first cohort. Before I get to the next topic, which is Innovation Week, I want to call the chairman and the CEO here so that we officially launch the portal so that we can be able to start that very important exercise of pressing our students to join our universities this year. Where is Chair Gitwai? Cyrus Gitwai is the chairman of KUPS, and Dr. Agnes Wahome is the CEO of KUPS. Monari Geoffrey, where is Monari? Monari is the CEO of University Funding Board. And we have Ringera and the members of the board.
Members of the board.
Yeah, members of the board who are here, please come so that we launch the chairman. How do you want us to do it? How do you want us to do it?
There is a button to be pressed somewhere. You're pressing a button somewhere. Eh? Yes. When you will declare.
So I now officially and formally declare the exercise of placement of our students, the 2022 students, to our universities, formally and officially opened. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much for our meeting.
Well done. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure it has taken a little bit longer because the normal time is normally February, March. But because I was working on the new funding model, I did not want to officially open this before unveiling the new funding model, which is excellent, the President did. So thank you very much. And the exercise can start as soon as today. Actually now.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I get to one of my other most important topics. Professor, my focus, having done the other things I've done, of course, as you have rightly said, the mandate of the ministry is also on matters research and innovation. And I want to assure you that one such area that the Kenya Kwanza administration has as its topmost agenda, and actually His Excellency the President is so particular and passionate about, is matters research, matters innovation. And that's why we said progressively we will be able to increase the budget from 1.2% to 2%, and even as we move on, even more. And we are also connecting with quite a number of our development partners, particularly the European Union, which we will also be connecting our universities and the top scorers, because there is a lot of funding that we can be able to get from our development partners once we engage in this very important area of research and innovation. And as we all know, even a ranking of our university, actually, if as an institution you don't do any research and innovation, then most likely rank down the very last. Almost each and every country now, what is top of in the agenda is innovation. 1 month ago, when we were in Germany, I had an opportunity of going to a center, and you can see the wonders which are being done. When we were with the president the other day in Kigali, we also had an opportunity of seeing the Innovation University in Kigali coming up very, very well. Actually, we found also quite a number of Kenyan students in that university. There is another university focusing on agriculture, and we went with the president. We were taken through the very good innovation that is coming out of the students, particularly in matters concerning agriculture. And I'm sure we can be able to do much more than what we are doing. And as I've said, in the means of education and as government, having sorted out quite a number of other issues that we were sorting out, my main focus now is coming to research and innovation. And I'm sure that the experts we have here, the professors, we will be able to engage so that we are able to take Kenya into another level. And I thank the University of Nairobi, because when we also had a meeting of African ministers in Kigali the other day, Nairobi University is one that was also identified from Kenya, which is benefiting out of the engineering, technology, and mathematics. There is that exchange program. And the students here, there are also many more other opportunities apart from the Kenyan universities. I said, when I was in UK last week, we did engage with the Secretary General of Commonwealth, because as of now I happen to be the chairman of Commonwealth group of ministers, and the Secretary General, who was given a global award because of innovation, has been able to get, for us, Kenya, because I discussed and said, no, as chairman, I have to get something for Kenya. I did not want to leave UK, and having chaired that meeting of ministers for Commonwealth, so we have 400 places where our students will also be able to go to universities in UK, those ones joining first degree, and other Commonwealth countries. So that one, Gitwai and Wahome, we will also be surrendering those 400 places, so that competitively you can also give those opportunities. They are sponsored 100% scholarships, so our students will be able to access some of the top universities in the world through the kind of scholarship we are getting from Commonwealth, and many more other scholarships which some of our people don't know. Each and every time, I think from July, you always see us coming with an advert. Those who want to do PhD in European Union countries, Hungary, Commonwealth countries, China. There are so many scholarships. Anybody wanting to do a PhD, anybody wanting to do a master's. So I also want to make it clear that those scholarships are available for those who want to apply. Now, to the Nairobi Innovation Week. I must commend the university for consistently organizing the Nairobi Innovation Week, now in its 7th edition. This event helps us to accelerate innovation, enterprise, and sustainable development in our country. As we all know, innovation is the backbone of economic growth and prosperity. It is through innovation that we can create new solutions to existing problems and introduce new products and services and drive economic growth. The government of Kenya recognizes the importance of innovation and has made it a priority in its development agenda. The theme of this year's Nairobi Innovation Week, Innovation and Commercialization for Sustainable Development, aligns with the government vision of fostering innovation to drive sustainable development. We must therefore embrace innovation and commercialization to build an inclusive economy that leaves no one behind. At the heart of sustainable development are micro, small and medium enterprises, which have become an essential part of Kenya's economy. These enterprises have become the backbone of our economy, creating jobs, generating wealth, and boosting national income. By supporting these enterprises, we can increase employment opportunities, stimulate economic growth, and improve the standards of living of our people. As we are all aware, technology and innovations have transformed lives throughout the world in the last few years. Sectors such as education, health, agriculture, commerce, transport, banking, and communication have experienced major changes that have been largely propelled by technology and innovations. The recent encounter with the COVID-19 is a perfect example of how innovations can be deployed to avert devastating occurrences. When the entire human race was placed under mandatory lockdown, it took innovations in the form of sanitary practices and vaccines to restore hope of reopening of the world. In the same vein, universities harness the power of internet-facilitated technologies to continue supporting research, offering the learning service, and even graduating students during the pandemic. Many youths have resorted to offering goods and services throughout the internet. The Asura Fund, one of the startup empowerment projects of the government's bottom-up strategy, has been managed and prepared seamlessly using digital fintech innovation. There is still great potential for digital innovation to enable social inclusion and enterprises. Universities have a great role to play by providing practical solutions to the problems affecting their society. The current call to the lecturers to publish or perish has worked well on the theme of knowledge creation. I am happy to note that the University of Nairobi has taken the lead by creating a pathway through which research findings can be channeled to the end users. The Nairobi Innovation Week is an excellent idea of crossing the gap between innovators and end users of the innovations. The Nairobi Innovation Week has the reputation for bringing together innovation ecosystem players, including innovators, potential partners, and funders. It has served as a launching pad for the commercialization of innovation developed in the university. It is digesters, cactus wine, compact crop soda dryer and syrup, food traceability system, orange fresh sweet potato, thickened yogurt, slow-release fertilizer compost using biodegradable super absorbent polymer, fresh produce, soda cooker, innovative indoor greenhouse, food products from WAV, among others, are being harnessed in all the relevant sectors. The university is expected to champion the drive-to-income generation through patents and knowledge-based enterprises. There are no impediments to this since universities have the legal framework and the facility to incubate and commercialize innovations through startups leading to job creation. For universities to remain relevant, they must work closely with the industry. The university-industry collaboration must prioritize systematic challenges in our country, including lack of affordable housing, low productivity, employability, and health care through methods such as problem-based learning, action-based, and evidence-based research, among others. Other priority areas may include accelerated manufacturing and the use of artificial intelligence in data analytics. Services. And as I conclude, I want to thank the young people because the other day I witnessed a wonderful innovation from students of Kanga School, somewhere in Migori County. Because each and every day, every year, we do ranking and we do some kind of assessment. And those two young men had come up with an innovation of a gadget. Once you put it in the pocket, anybody walking around as far as 100 meters, in case he has a pistol or anything harmful, that gadget makes some kind of sound. So it was quite an innovation, and they were identified as the best. And each and every year, those from our secondary schools who are identified as the best, we give them opportunities to go to Northern Ireland. So those here, and they are also given scholarship to study in Strathmore University, full scholarship. So students in our secondary schools, there are those opportunities, and actually a lot of potential. I also did witness when we were in Mombasa the other day, creative art, that our young people have solutions that some of them we say we don't have, but the solutions are in our midst. Say that what we require is to give them encouragement, we require to nurture that talent, and even the talent that we were able to witness and confirm that we have in Mombasa. On the 2nd of June, we will be taking those young men to State House because we also want to commercialize it. Even the drama, even art, we don't want it to be left at that level because what has been happening before, yes, it is there for entertainment, it is there to educate, but we now want to take it to another level where we can be able to make it commercial in a way that when one is good in that area, we can also be able to promote that particular character, probably even to another country, even here locally, so that we know it is not just doing it and ending it there. And even the pathways that we have created under CPC, something that it never used to be there. We now have music, we now have art as a pathway that one can be able to get into. Aside that, yes, we are saying STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, but at the same time, we are saying if one is good in a certain area, we also encourage that particular person and we nurture that talent because we can all not be the same. So we will be able to give you all the support required in this because when you engage and travel in the world, where the world is going now is innovation. And I think our young people are very promising. Our universities, as I've said, with the funding model that we have come up with, the kind of headache that you have been having before, struggling to get funding, funding is now going to be available so that you are able to focus and concentrate more on research and innovation, because that is why universities world over exist. So thank you very much. We wish you well, and I now wish to declare the Innovation Week officially opened. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
So let's appreciate the CS again. Thank you very much. I want to call the university management and our guests so that we take photo when we are launching Nairobi Innovation Week. Please come on stage. Let's celebrate together this great moment. Our guests, all our guests, even the ambassador, our guests from Chinese representative, our guests from Italy, please come.